For those of you who failed their HGV licence, here's a quick review. The front of the truck where the driver sits is called the cab. The back that carries the container is the trailer. A semi-trailer is a type of trailer whose front end goes on the same wheels as the rear end of the cab. All clear? This type of semi-trailer is called a van. It has a closed-in compartment for transporting cargo that needs protection from the elements. To make the coupler plate, the part that attaches the van to the lorry cab, workers submerge steel plates in water to quell the smoke that metal cutting generates. A computer-guided plasma cutter is used. This powerful torch ejects hot gas at high pressure, slicing through the metal with detailed precision. Elsewhere in the factory, they take pre-painted aluminium panels and rivet them onto aluminium or steel support posts. These thin, lightweight panels will be the van's exterior walls, with plywood for the interior walls. A computerized sensor guides the robotic drills to drive screws through the plywood into the support posts underneath. For heated or refrigerated vans, there's a layer of insulation in the walls. The floor is made of either laminated hardwood or aluminium, screwed onto narrow steel beams. After assembling the walls, steel door frame and doors, workers install a steel floor plate at the doorway. This protects the floor from damage when cargo is loaded or unloaded by forklift. Workers fold aluminium flashing over the roof's edge to prevent leaks. The fiberglass roofing allows daylight into the van. Another type of semi-trailer is the flatbed, an open trailer used mostly for hauling raw materials such as logs and pipes. Heavier flatbed models are made of thick, high-grade steel. Workers cut the bulkier parts using what's called an automated oxy cutter. This combines two gases to create a flame intense enough to slice right through metal. Once cut, the parts have to be formed to the required shape. To do that, workers use what's called a press brake, a machine that applies up to 300 tons of pressure to bend the steel. The resulting pieces are measured to ensure they meet design specifications. The chassis will have two main beams running the length of the flatbed. A semi-automatic robot welds together the various sections that make up each beam. A worker follows behind, inspecting the joints and removing welding residue. Workers position those two main beams side by side, inserting steel crossmembers through them to support the floor. They install the coupler plate and other components, then weld everything together. Flatbeds come in extendable versions designed to accommodate loads of various lengths. They extend and retract on steel rollers, operated by controls located inside the lorry cab. With the chassis complete, workers can now concentrate on the axle assembly. Semi-trailers have an air brake system. When the driver applies the brakes, there's a release of air pressure into the brake chambers, triggering the brake shoes to bear down on the brake drums and stop the vehicle. Once the wheels and suspension system are in place, workers install the axle assembly under the trailer. The average semi-trailer weighs between 5 and 6 tons and can haul up to 5 times its weight. True kings of the road.